Hello, welcome to chemistry session. In this session, I want to show you how to balance a chemical equation. This is not a full topic. Uh, for those who would like to join our online science group for lessons, you can WhatsApp 0977 26. Okay, so that you take part or you are part of the group that is learning science from the introduction up to the last topic. Um, to balance a chemical equation, you need to understand certain concepts. One of the concepts that you are supposed to understand is that atoms can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction, meaning that whatever type of atom you have on the reactant sides and product side should be equal in number. Okay, if they are not equal, meaning you have destroyed the atoms, which is not possible according to this theory. Atoms can neither be created nor destroyed, so you have to ensure that you balance it. For this reason, as such, chemical equations must have equal number of atoms, same type on both sides of the equation. The tips that you need to understand: number one, only change the coefficients. So when balancing, you only change the coefficients, don't change the subscript. So what is a coefficient and what is a subscript? A coefficient is the number that you see on the left side of each atom or formula. The number that is written on the left side of a chemical formula or a chemical element or an atom, that is a coefficient. In mathematics, for example, if you have 2x, meaning this 2 here, it's on the left side of x. This is the left hand side and this is the right hand side. So on the right hand side you have x, on the left we have left hand side we have 2. So this 2 is the coefficient. Then what is the subscript? Okay, a subscript in this case, you have this x, and below at the bottom right side of x you have a 2. So this is a subscript. Okay, does not change or cannot be changed. So once you remove it or you put something else, meaning you have destroyed an atom, or if you add another number, you have created an atom. So they are saying atoms can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. So in chemistry, we have two atoms of sodium, 2Na, two atoms of sodium. Okay, the subscript here below there is 1, so we don't write 1. There is invisible 1 here, so we can't write 1. Okay, so even here the coefficient of x, there is 1 here, so we don't write 1 in mathematics. So without 2 or more, without any number that is 2 and upwards, then there is 1, both for coefficient and the subscript. You need to take note of that. We have water here. So water, as you can see here, this is a subscript for hydrogen. What is the coefficient? The coefficient which is here is 1. So we can't write. So 1 times 2, we have 2 atoms of hydrogen. Here the coefficient here we have 1, and we have, the subscript we have 1, and the coefficient here we have 1. So 1 times 1, that is one molecule of oxygen. So this is it about subscript and the coefficient. That's the first step in understanding what you're supposed to do when balancing chemical equations. Then example, balance the following chemical equations. This one we have methane plus chlorine, we have this chloride plus hydrogen chloride there. So don't get confused about this, because knowing the names of compounds and atoms, okay, it's a lesson on its own. We want to focus on how you can balance. You ensure that the atoms that are here they are balancing here. So the arrow here separates this equation from reactants on the left hand side and the products on the right hand side. So this is your right hand side, this is your left hand side. So as we are saying, same atom, same type should be same here and there. So we start with this is carbon. How many carbon atoms do we have here? We have a coefficient 1 here, so we have 1. Then we have hydrogen. What's this? The coefficient here is 1. 1 times 4, 4. So we have 4. The subscript there, we have 4 hydrogen atoms. Then chlorine. Chlorine here, okay, we have coefficient 1. 1 times 2, that is 2. So the subscript is 2. And we have, if we add 2 here, we could have 4 hydrogen atoms. So what I mean is this. If we had the 2 and chloride like this, you multiply this times this, it will be 2 times 2, which will give you 4. So we can say chlorine, it would have been 4 there. But here we have 1. So 1 times 2, that is 2. So we have 2 here. Sorry, we have 2 here. So the next here, carbon here, we have carbon here, we have 1. This subscript 4 is for only chlorine. So hydrogen, you have to ensure that you arrange according to the first arrangement you have done on the left hand side. So I'll write hydrogen, then next I'll talk about chlorine last. So here this is hydrogen, here we have what? 1. Then chlorine here we have what? 4. So now we start comparing. Carbon 1. So this has balanced. Hydrogen 4 here, hydrogen 2 here. So there is a problem here. So what do? You have to ensure that you have 4 atoms of hydrogen. So in this case, which number can you multiply by this 1 to give you 4? 4. So 1 times 4, 4. So here we cancel this one, we put 4. So immediately you put 4, this is the number that you shift and go and put where hydrogen is here. So we put it in front here, okay, on the left side. So this is the number that I've introduced. So immediately I introduce this has balanced, but chlorine will change, okay, chlorine will change here. So we have chlorine, this 4 is for hydrogen and this is for chlorine. So chlorine 4 and this chlorine 4, which is here, we have chlorine 8. So here I'll cancel, I'll put 8 because this is the new thing. So chlorine 4, this one chlorine, and this one chlorine 4 plus 4, that is 8. So now I come this side. So what should I do? Where there is chlorine here, this is chlorine 2. So I must ensure that I have chlorine 8 on this side as well. This is carbon, remember, chlorine is this one. So in this case, what am I going to do? I should find a number that I can multiply by 2 to give me 8, which is 4. So we have 4 times 2. 4 times 2, that is 8. So in this case, this is 4. So 4 times 2, 2 times 4, that is 8. So here I have 8 there. So I've introduced 4. So where should I put? Where there is chlorine, I'll put 4 like this. So now in this case, this has balanced. We have carbon 1, it has balanced. We have carbon 4 and carbon 4 here, it has balanced. We have now chlorine 8 and chlorine 8 here, it has balanced. So this is how you balance a chemical equation. So we have balanced this chemical equation. The next one, the last one, we have sodium here, we have 1. Chlorine here, we have 2 there. Then here we have what is sodium and the chlorine. Sodium we have 1, chlorine we have 1. So this has balanced, but there is a problem on chlorine. Chlorine here must be 2 on the other side as well. So in this case, which number can I multiply by 1 to give me 2? It's 2 itself. So here 2. 2 times 1 times 2, that is equal to 2. So I'll cancel this, I'll remain with these 2. So on which side am I introducing 2? It's on the right side. So 2 here, I'll put where chlorine is. So I'll put in front, not here, down. Okay, so immediately this changes also the number of atoms of sodium, because this number coefficient is for everything. This one sodium and the chlorine. So on this side, I come this side. So sodium is 2. Sodium now is 2, and the chlorine this side is 2. So for me, I've got chlorine 2, no problem here, but sodium has to be also 2. So what number can I use so that I multiply by 1 to give me 2? That is 2. So 2 here. So I cancel this. This will be 2. 2 times 1, this is 2. So where am I introducing this 2? Is on the sodium. So this is the 2. So I've balanced. So sodium 2 and the chlorine 2, there it has a balanced. So this is how you can basically balance chemical equation. So in the group we'll do a lot of examples, so that we move from complex equations, from simple equations to complex equations, how you can balance complex equation. But basically this is the steps that you are supposed to follow. So for those who would like to join WhatsApp group lessons, you can WhatsApp this number 0977927926 and be part of the growing family. Thank you for your attention.